Good evening, I'm Terry Topcat. It's Monday, the 25th of November, and I'm with the wonderful producer, songwriter, artist, Donny. Good evening, how you doing?
I'm alright, man, not too bad. How you?
Lovely to see you.
You good?
Yeah, this is like a nice situation. Usually I see you when you're playing keyboards you know, you're busy and we say a quick hello.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about your amazing career. So you were signed to Island Records in 1992.
Yes.
And you had a debut album called Unbreakable.
Love Makes the World Go Round.
Love Makes the World Go Round,
Well,
which I have right here. That's the album, and this is the single. And I first heard of you when I heard Oh My Gosh.
Okay.
And definitely was like, oh my gosh, who's this? He's brilliant.
Oh.
And then this was a big hit single, and we were talking about, I love the artwork, it's Jean-Baptiste Modino, who also did Raw Like Sushi near the Sherry's cover, which is, I've seen the pictures, because I think it's like 30 years old already.
Yeah.
So, at that time, that must have been quite exciting because there's lots of artists of colour signed to Island Records. You had Misha Paris as well, and there's some American artists as well.
PM Dawn.
PM Dawn, exactly,
yeah. So, great times, man. I was originally signed to Island because Bob Marley was signed there. And so I was like, I loved, Bob and anything to do with, that. So I thought, let me just go with, I think it was between Sony, there was Warner's, there was a little sort of battle going on, but I thought Chris Blackwell went with Island.
Absolutely, what a legend.
I know.
So, did you do many gigs with those kind of, like with Misha? Did you do some collaborations early on?
Yeah, I mean, I worked with a few artists at that in the 90s, sort of. Misha was on the label. I played on a few of her tracks and wrote with her, and Truce, Damage. They were
that was exciting time, wasn't it?
Yeah, New Colours.
Oh, I love New Colours, they were brilliant.
Like some dope groups back then, man.
So, you come from a church background, because when I was reading up about you, your dad was a pastor as well.
Son of a preacher man, PK. I'm a PK, yeah.
So how was that like growing? So did you hear, when were you exposed to like music other than soul and gospel?
I mean, it was always there, like sort of, because when we were little, we used to live in Clapham, and we were sort of on the top floor, and there was like a family underneath us, so I could hear all the music like being played. We would have a lot of Jim Reeves and Pat Boone and Mahalia Jackson and that kind of stuff going on in our house, you know what I mean, gospel stuff. But from downstairs now, I could hear all the reggae and the Dennis Brown and all the good stuff. And plus, the radio, I used to have a little radio I used to take to bed.
I love it.
Yeah, it's time to go to bed. I was just get in the bed with my little radio and then listen to the radio and check out all the, you know what I mean, secular music as it was.
So what was the first music you bought? So you were exposed to all this different music, so when you actually had some money and you thought, right, I want to buy something.
Yeah, I think the first record I bought actually was, it was a 7-inch. I think what that was. I think it was Pig Bag.
Papa's got a brand new bag.
Yeah, I think it was that. I think so. And then I remember the next record I got was So Fine, by I forgot his name now. I want to say Glenn Jones, but yeah, a bunch of stuff. But most of the stuff at the time we used to tape.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was TDK, so everything on the radio was just to tape it. So I would have a little bit of Dr. Hook, a little bit of Luther, a bit of Lionel Richie, a bit, you know what I mean, and just make up a little, and try and work out how the hell are they doing, you know.
And what was the first concert you went to that you can remember?
Oh gosh, that I can remember.
Sorry.
Well, you know what? Because I was gigging actually from 12. So the first concert I went to, but I was in, was Sade was Sade was the headline, and we were the support act.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she was amazing live.
Yeah,
she still is, and she's one of these artists that can take a while to bring out a record. And talking of artists who've taken a while to make a record, so you currently play with the Grace Jones band, live band. It's like one big happy family, and they're all lovely because I've met them all and they're all lovely to me. And so you say you've been playing with them for like 16 years?
16 years now I've been playing with Grace.
So how did you meet Grace?
I met Grace, oh gosh, crazy story, because my album came out in 1992. One of the producers on that album was a guy called Ira Guest. And that,
Right,
and that was
okay.
we did a track called Undercover Love. We did a few tracks on the album, and he that was the very first album he ever produced.
Wow.
Yeah, ever had a song.
So you and I would go way
so
back
we
as
go
well.
way back.
Yeah.
Right. And so years later, now 16 years ago, he I get this call out of the blue like, Donny, I'm working with Grace and we're doing this album and we kind of got a few shows. You want to come down at Stew down Lily Road, come and hang out and come and meet her, and okay, so got down there and she they played me this stuff and I'm in awe, like, it's Grace Jones. I used to have a picture of her on my wall, like, you know what I mean, in that pose. How the hell is she getting in that position? And yeah, so got to the studio, they played me this stuff and I heard all the tracks for the up and coming Hurricane album at the time, and she was like, okay, we want to stop now, we want to eat. You hungry? I said, yeah. She goes, all right, come, look, I'm going to cook you some food. I was like, what?
Oh,
Grace Jones going to cook me
nice.
food? I was like, I seen a whole different, because everyone says she's scary, she's this, she's that. And she was mad cool. She was kind of mumsy, do you know what I mean? She was like, yeah, you're coming to my house, I'm going to cook you some food. And so yeah, we get to the house now and she cooked the wickedest chicken curry and rice, man. So I waxed off the food, you know, I'm just bouncing off
You're
this
making
food.
me hungry
Yeah.
now.
And then afterwards I put down a knife and fork, so she goes, so you want to be in my band?
I love it. That's typical Grace.
And I was like, have I got a choice?
All right.
I said, you're Grace Jones. Like, I don't got a choice. So yeah, that was 16 years ago. So then it was just me on keys and bass. So I was like, I was playing
wow.
keys and then sort of doing some stuff, and then Ivor was on drums, Paulo was on percussion, Adam Flavor. Adam Green.
He was this is dedicated to Flavour. Adam Green, who sadly passed away. He was a guitarist in Grace band and lovely guy. So we love Adam, man. Forever.
Yeah, forever, man. And Flavour was playing guitar, and there was another percussionist, I think, from Brazil, and that was the band. But the sound, because we had a lot of Pro Tools playing, so what you were hearing and what you were seeing didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Because obviously Grace is larger than life, so once she comes on, the audience is like, wow, you know what I mean? But the sound of it and everything, there's no way these 3-4 guys on stage can make all of this sound. So I was like, yo, we need to do a proper band now, we need like... So eventually, time passed. We were doing loads of gigs like that with just a little sort of nucleus going around and stuff. And eventually it was like, right, we need to sort of do this properly. The Hurricane album's made now. I played on that as well, did a few little bits on that. And yeah, then it was like, go find some musicians. And so that's when everybody started coming in. I brought my brother, Drew.
On drums.
Yeah, on drums. Han Lee.
Big shout out to them.
Big shout out to
UK's finest.
Yes,
Wonderful.
Yes, yeah. Malcolm, because Ivor rang him up. He's like, yo, I need a bass player, but not a churchy one. I don't want someone who's. And I was like, no man, get a church man. And he's like, no. We want something that's like, dubby and quite sort of sly rubbish. So I was like, oh, I spoke to Malcolm a week ago. Holler at him. You know what I mean? From back in the day, because we used to be in a band together, and yeah, the rest is history, man. It's like a big family.
And you go to so many different countries and play loads of festivals and playing to young audiences who've probably never heard of Grace Jones. And, you know, it must be great for you, one, seeing that amazing performer right in front of you and also seeing the crowd reaction as well.
Brilliant, man. It's just brilliant to watch and learn so much of Grace and just, how to do it, And no show is ever the same.
No,
like what we did tonight ain't gonna be the same tomorrow night.
And I love how she's so, sorry for the pun, gracious. She always, when you introduces a band, she always says, Donny, he's an artist.
Yeah, she's one of the few
backing singers.
Yeah, because I've been speaking to a few other sort of band members, that play with different bands, and they say, they never big us up, man. They never big us up, you know what I mean? It's like
never Grace is great like that.
Grace is cool like that. Yeah, she would like say, yo, this is so and so on keys, this is so and so on drums. Go get this stuff. Go to, you know what I mean? So you gotta love her for that.
So coming back to you, after you left Island Records, you did an album with Dome Records, but we also did a collaboration with Stuart Zendo, who was the original bass player in Jamiroquai.
Yeah. So how did that happen now? So I was in LA doing some. I was working on some demos. I called it the Wilderness Years.
Okay.
So we signed. you have your 3 years, because that's what you get. You get your 3 years, and if that works out, then you keep going. If it don't, you kind of die a death a bit, and then you got to find your way back. So I was kind of finding my way back, because I was signed for ages, but they wouldn't put anything out. And then my advance was getting lesser and lesser each year. It's like this is crazy, man. I need to, you know what I mean? So all of a sudden, people are like, where's Donny and Missing?
But you were working with writing and producing.
Behind the scenes, I was working with. Me and Ron Tom did All Saints. We created All Saints, and we did Sugar Babes as well.
Great girl bands, both of them.
Yeah, so behind the scenes, you got to get your keep things rolling,
keep your juices going. Yeah,
and so. But yeah, so I was in that time. I was doing demos, still recording stuff, and then happened to be in LA, going to a wedding, and I thought of this guy, because I got friends over there, and I thought, I ain't seen this brother for ages, haven't I? He's going up the escalator, and who's coming down the escalator? The same guy I just thought about. And then he says, man, we were just talking about you, man.
Oh, wow.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me. He goes, man, we just he was like, man, because I set up a label with D'Angelo, man, and we're looking for a band. You got any songs? I was like, yeah, I got tunes, but I was like, I don't want to be a band, man. I want to do my thing. So he goes, no, come to the hotel later. So later on that night, went down to the hotel, played him my stuff. And he's like, yo, man, I love this, man, I love that. And the next morning, get a call. Yeah, man, I want to sign you, man. R.I.P. Dominic Trinier. Yeah, Dominic Trinier. He's like, man, I want to sign you, man, but I want to sign you as a band. I was like, oh. So, okay. All right, well, let me think about it. So that night, Janet Jackson had a party. We were in LA. So we don't know how, we wrangled it, we were in there anyway. So come out, get to this party, it's hot, we go outside, want to have a little blaze and that, go outside, and then all of a sudden I see this dude coming with a hat. It's like, oh man, Stuart. So I said, Stuart, what are you doing here? He goes, yeah man, I just left Jamiroquai, man. And so I was like, oh man, that's a shame. I go, do you want to join a band? Do you want to start a band? And yeah, we called it Azure, and we recorded this album with Chiba Records, and it never came out. But
I'd love to hear that one day.
yeah, dope album.
And did you actually get to meet D'Angelo?
Yes, D came down, played on a track called So Cold.
Wonderful.
One of the tracks, because I had a bunch of songs that I wanted to keep, but I thought because we're in this nucleus now, let's hand them in. So, and yeah, he was brilliant, man. Just came down and done his thing. He's just like a special cat, man. So yeah, it was good. It was dope.
So talking of special cats, I think you're a special cat because Unbreakable's nearly coming up like over 25 years, right? So maybe you can do some anniversary.
Yeah.
So you were forefront after. There was Misha Paris, there was Omar, yourself.
Then Lyndon.
Lyndon David Hall, rest in peace. So you formed a band called the British Collective, didn't you, with a few other singers?
Right. Yeah.
So tell me about that. How did that evolve?
Oh, that was I was putting out albums over the years, and I kind of it's like you need some heat for an album, and I want to get people interested. It's like, how can I get everyone interested or like want to listen to this? You know what I mean? So, and what it was over the years, you go to all these functions. I see Omar, I see Junior, I see Lee, I see Noel, I see Rick Clark, and we're all drinking rum and you know what I mean, we're having a good time. And I'm like, yo, we need to make some come together and do something, man. Because all this, it's great. Everybody's in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on top of it, when we all come out, there was no social media, so
of course,
we're kind of missing. We're missing kind of thing. So I thought, right, I wrote this song called Spiritual, and then I ring up Junior. I said, Junior, man, remember we was talking about this little, trying to get everybody on the track, and Junior was like, yep, down there, boom, boom, boom. So, we listened, and we said, we got called Carl, then we got called Omar, we got called Rick, we got called Lee, and that's how that was the very first British Collective, and Paul Johnson was on it.
Paul Johnson.
Yeah, Paul's wicked. I want to say Glenn Lewis. No, Carl McIntosh. So it was Carl McIntosh, Rick Clark, Paul Johnson, Lee John McCoy, Omar, myself, and also I want to say Glenn. I can't remember his surname now.
Goldsmith.
Glenn Goldsmith.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
right.
yes. Glenn Goldsmith was on it. So yeah, all the cats that basically when I was coming up, I looked up to all these people because when I was 10 years old, we had this, you have assembly. And we've got special guests now and again come in. One day we had Rudolph Walker come in and give us this talk. We're like, wow, Rudolph Walker come to our school. then next time it was Junior Giscombe came to Junior Giscombe came to the school, and I was like, wow. So after assembly, I went up to him and said, yeah, I make music. And I think at the time, my name was Donny G. Or something. Donny G. So I said, yeah, my name's Donny G, and I make music. And one day I'll see you, hopefully one day I'll see you out there. So it was mad. Fast forwarding to 1992 at the Hippodrome in the sort of green room there, and he's across the room, and I'm thinking, right, I gotta say something to him. So I walk over there. I said, do you remember you came to Hillmead School like in like 1980, and you came to assembly and you did a talk about sort of being from the area but still being able to make it out and get a Grammy and, you know what I mean, meet Michael Jackson and all this stuff. He said, yeah, I remember that. Because remember after assembly, a little boy came up to you and said that he's making music and he wants. And he goes, yeah. I goes, yeah, that was me. He goes, that you? Like, yeah.
I love it.
That's crazy, man. So it's crazy. Like, we're in a studio and he records something and then looks at me and goes, do you think it's all right? Is that all right? And I'm like, this is nuts, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because
absolutely.
I grew up like looking at all these cats. So yeah, it was an honour to do the British Collective. It's like the Avengers of UK soul.
So you're going to do any more recordings?
Well, hopefully we've got another album. So I think we've got a few albums, and the show is brilliant because you're getting all of our catalogues,
right,
individually. Plus,
so currently it's you,
currently
Omar.
It's whittled down now. We had everybody, we've sieved it out now. So now it's just myself, Omar, Noel McCoy, and Junior Giscombe, and we just bring people in as guests.
Oh, great! Yeah. Any female artists?
Well, hopefully, if we can, like on the next album, we can. We're gonna do that.
Because I saw you at Peaks Express Live,
right?
And that was brilliant. I mean, I saw you back
in
the day.
My
your own show.
Yeah.
And then you had Terry Walker come out, and she was fantastic.
Yeah.
I love Terry Walker.
Yeah, Terry's brilliant, man.
Not because she's a Terry, but
but she's dope. Terry's dope.
And obviously Hanley, Anna and Alicia were singing with you as well.
Yeah, man.
And Andrew.
So
any more plans for live gigs?
Always, yeah. Next year, I'm currently working on a new album. Hopefully 2020 is going to be a good one.
And obviously you're going to be doing lots of work with Grace because she's doing Meltdown Festival.
Yeah, we've got the Meltdown, plus there's some other surprises that might happen next year as well. So yeah, it's going to be a busy year. It's going to be a busy
So where can everyone find, we're talking of social media, where can
social media, you can find me at 90s Donny on Instagram. You can also find me at Donny McLean on Facebook and Atomic Dread on Instagram, which I hardly use really. I mean Twitter.
Twitter, yeah.
Twitter, really.
It's too political.
Yeah, I get in there on that.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you so much. I've been dying to do this for ages, and
I've known him for years.
Yeah, we've known each other for years, and this is which is where he goes way back. Love this picture and great song. Love makes the world go round. Isn't that true in this day and age as well?
Yeah.
Thank you, Donny. Appreciate it.
Thank you.